Would it surprise you to know that the average monthly cost of living in the United States is $1,951? That's in 2022, in case you're watching this in the future. Looking at it from a perspective of US dollars, the United States is the 10th most expensive country to live in out of all 195 countries in the world. But we're not here to look at the most expensive countries in the world. We're looking at cheap luxury. A good-sized home, low-cost transportation, affordable healthcare, and enough money left over to not have to worry about things like how much food you can eat on your budget. I'm Mike with List 25, and here are the 25 cheapest countries to live in luxury. #25. Vietnam. Vietnam is a beautiful country. With approximately 97 million people, it's the second largest Southeast Asian country in terms of population, beat only by Indonesia. In size, Vietnam is slightly larger than New Mexico. It's bordered by China, Laos, Cambodia, and the South China Sea, or as it's called in Vietnam, the Eastern Sea. In terms of cost of living, the average sits at about $639 monthly. Combined with its beautiful views, wondrous cuisine, perfect for adventurous eaters like me, and low-cost public transportation available, this cheap living country can certainly make for some luxury. And by the way, I'm fairly certain I'm just gonna say dollars. Just keep in mind it's gonna be US dollars because that's where we're from. So that's what we're gonna be speaking in, just so you know. #24. Serbia. History buffs? If you love classic architecture and other historical artifacts from the Byzantine, Baroque, and Romanesque time periods, Serbia is a great place for you. Particularly, more than 200 monasteries from the Middle Ages reside in this country and act as direct windows into our past. $711 is the average monthly cost of living here, which, well, more than Vietnam, is offset by the interesting culture the country has to offer. With the generally warm and friendly people there to welcome you, this is a hot destination for cheap luxury. #23. Mexico. With 123.5 million people, Mexico is the second largest Latin American country and the most populated Spanish-speaking country in the world. While it is very large in size, being nearly 2 million kilometers or 1.25 million miles, almost 70% of the population lives in the country's urban areas. Mexico is also home to some of the most refined ancient cultures of the Americas, including the Olmecs, Mayas, Toltecs, and Aztecs. Cost of living sits at about $678, or approximately 13,588 pesos per month. #22. South Africa. South Africa gives affordable luxury without a language barrier, as the primary language is English, thanks to British colonization in the early 19th century. I guess thanks to. It's also home to some of the most diverse nature you will ever see, and it's a cultural hotspot for ethnic diversity. #21. Nicaragua. Nicaragua is one of the poorest countries in the world, and not everywhere in the country would be an ideal place for luxury. But Managua, the capital, is a nice gem the country has to offer. At an average of $633, it definitely sits towards the cheaper side of monthly cost of living. While it is slightly more expensive than the rest of the country to live in Managua, as any urban area will be, it is still considered an affordable luxury. #20. China. It's no secret that Americans have a lot of political beef with China, and the culture shock for an American to move to China would be pretty significant. But it's certainly not to be overlooked when examining cheap luxury. China has an average cost of living of $752 per month, or about 5,415 yuans, which is the Chinese currency, and the economy is booming. Generally, China has higher average salaries than other Asian countries, and the unique culture makes it even better. With delicious Chinese foods, the art culture, festivals, landscapes, and man-made beauties like the Great Wall of China, attuning to the culture would be easy for anyone eager to learn. #19. Peru. Machu Picchu may be what most people know Peru for. but it's also home to the amazing history of the ancient Inca Empire. In addition, Peru is a very cheap place to live, sitting right at $630 a month on average. Mixed with its cultural history and beautiful nature, Peru may be the next home for someone seeking cheap luxury. Also, I believe it's the only country that you can type out using just the top row of a keyboard. I think. Don't quote me on that.
18.
Poland. Are you set on living cheaply in Europe? Well, then Poland might be the right place for you. With $882 as a monthly cost of living, Poland is one of the cheapest European countries to live and work in. Cities like Warsaw are very modern, but you also get the beauty of nature in one of Poland's 23 national parks. And don't forget, it is a hub for world history, particularly for those who are World War II buffs or interested in the invasion of Poland of 1939.
17.
Malaysia. Malaysia is known for its white sandy beaches, ancient rainforests, and beautiful islands. It's a great place to cheaply enjoy luxury. The Southeast Asian country is actually divided into two regions, separated by the South China Sea. There's Peninsular Malaysia, or West Malaysia, and Malaysian Borneo, or East Malaysia. In total, it has a population of about 33 million people. Its largest and capital city being Kuala Lumpur. Sitting comfortably at $652 for a monthly cost of living, Malaysia is one of the cheaper countries to enjoy luxurious affordability.
16.
Costa Rica. Like Malaysia, the beaches of Costa Rica draw in its visitors. Because of the tropical nature of the island, mixed with the thick jungles and friendly locals, it's definitely a cultural hotspot. Costa Rica has a higher cost of living than most of its adjacent countries at $852 per month, but it makes up for it with higher salaries. Enjoy the grand adventures that come with the island life in Costa Rica. And, get ready to bear the heat of the tropics. Although if you're from Florida, you might be used to it. If you're from Costa Rica, you're absolutely used to it. That was stupid, I'm sorry.
15.
Fiji. Bula. This is a common greeting used in Fiji and defines the idea of Fiji island living. Bula is an informal way of saying hello, good morning, good afternoon, and the like. Made up of 333 tropic islands, Fiji is known for its beautiful landscapes and adventurous coral reefs. The capital of Fiji is Suva, and the entire country has a population of almost 900,000. $773 would be your average monthly cost of living in Fiji, so you can enjoy the life of the Fiji Islands, explore the beautiful nature, including those famous coral reefs, in cheap luxury.
14.
Bolivia. Bolivia is a South American country completely bordered by land. 5 countries, in fact. Brazil, Peru, Paraguay, Chile, and Argentina surround the country. Bolivia once belonged to the ancient Incas, but now, current-day Bolivia is an independent state and one of the few countries to have 2 capitals, La Paz and Sucre. At $750 a month, Bolivia is definitely on the more affordable side of monthly cost of living. And who could resist the beautiful Andean Baroque architecture of some of Bolivia's most beautiful buildings, including the facade of the Basilica de San Francisco in La Paz.
13.
The Philippines. The Philippines is an island nation in Southeast Asia, made up of more than 7,640 islands divided into 3 main parts. Luzon, which holds the capital city Manila, Visayas, and Mindanao. At $601 for monthly living expenses, this country bridges affordability with luxury, as you can explore some of the things the Philippines are famous for, including the Tubataha Reef Marine Park in the Sulu Sea, the walled area of Intramuros in the city of Manila, the Banaway Rice Terraces, and many others.
12.
Pakistan. Pakistan is definitely going to have one of the least expensive costs of living on this list, at $370 a month on average. And while there may be good reasons for its low expenses, considering the tension that's happening in the Middle East region with the US right now, among other troubles, you can find luxury in the gem city Karachi. Karachi is an economic hub and the country's largest city, maintaining the big city lifestyle with low cost of living.
11.
Colombia. Colombia is kind of unique in that it's the second most biodiverse country in the world. meaning whatever climate you're after, you can probably find it in this country. The South American country is known for its beautiful climate in the lower Andes Mountains, giving it a nice springtime feel. And not too far away is the cooler climates of the upper mountains. Go further towards the coast, and you've got the warm tropics. And who could beat this biodiversity with only a $574 cost of living per month?
10,
Thailand. Often referred to as the land of smiles, Thailand has done well in establishing itself as a happy, affordable country. Even in cities like Bangkok, the cost of living is fairly low at $831 a month on average. And with Thailand's beautiful clear waters on white sandy beaches, it establishes a kind of luxury most people long for.
9,
Ecuador. With ethereal spring water, warm beaches that somehow evade the damp moisture that comes with the tropics, inland hills, and flourishing agriculture, Ecuador is a South American coastal country that presents beautiful nature while being easy on the wallet. $756, as Ecuador uses US dollars as a currency, is the Ecuador cost of living that'll get you a satisfactory lifestyle in comfortable weather and luxurious nature all around you.
8,
Chile. One of the higher costs of living of this list, Chile has an average monthly cost of living of $905. But its incredible attractions draw you in for the height of luxury. In this long and thin country, as it borders the southwest edge of South America, you'll find very friendly locals. Be on the lookout for the phrase buena onda, as it translates to good vibes. Locals are open to adventure, as we all should be. And with the luxurious wine culture Chile has to offer, you're going to find it absolutely phenomenal. Buena onda. Buena onda. I said bueno. Buena onda.
7,
Belize. The Caribbean is an effervescent place full of deep wonders and rich history. And at $889 a month for living expenses, one can definitely feel the comforts of luxury in this very low populated country. In fact, it remains one of the least populated countries in Central America, at little over 405,000 people.
6,
Honduras. Another Caribbean country, Honduras is significantly bigger than Belize, as it has a population of over 9 million and is over 1,112 kilometers, or 44,000 miles, in size. This country is known for its sharp mountain ranges and volcanic highlands, although Honduras is the only Central American country without volcanoes. And at $765 in cost of living per month, it makes for beautiful, luxurious nature and living at an inexpensive cost.
5,
Egypt. We've all dreamed of seeing the Great Pyramids up close, right? A life in Egypt is certainly one filled with ancient history and some of the great wonders of the ancient world. In fact, Egypt is the second oldest civilization in our world, being established in 3100 BCE. It's second only to Iran, which was 3200 BCE. And in modern times, the locals are said to be extremely friendly and helpful. Bordering Africa and the Middle East, this country is cheap to live in, averaging $449 a month.
4,
Papua New Guinea. Papua New Guinea in the Oceania continent is one of the least developed countries in the world. Despite this, it is rich in resources, has beautiful landscapes, and is home to warm, friendly people. But be warned, modern luxuries are not available to everyone in Papua New Guinea, even though they have an abundance of resources. You do have to settle in the right place to still consider it luxurious, but it's still a country that should be noted. And at $530 a month in average living expenses, you could make this a luxury home.
3,
Bulgaria. The biggest advantage to a country like Bulgaria is the cheap cost of living, at $654 a month, while maintaining a relatively short distance to more expensive countries like Italy and France and other closer countries like Greece and Turkey. The history in Bulgaria is also something worthwhile, and can be an excellent source of happiness for history buffs. I actually had a classmate, Maxim Popov. I have no idea if you're watching, buddy, but he was from Bulgaria. What's up?
2,
The Czech Republic. The Czech Republic is one of the only countries on this list to exceed $1,000 in monthly cost of living, but only by $14. At $1,014, it is the most expensive on this list, but well worth it. The amazing culture of the Czech Republic, particularly in a city like Prague, draws in people from all over the world with its old world charm. Prague is also one of the safest cities in the world. That in itself should equal luxury.
1.
Greece. All right. Greece also exceeds $1,000 in living costs, but this one is only by $8. With $1,008 in living expenses, Greece is one of the most culturally diverse, historically rich places one could live. The luxury of the sights, history, architecture, nature, and friendly people far outweighs that extra $8. Even a visit to somewhere like Athens is luxury in and of itself. So, what cheap countries do you think can provide a life of luxury? What's the average cost of living in your country? Let us know in the comments below. And as always, don't forget to like, share, subscribe, ring that notification bell so you get notified of all our lists when they come out. And other than that, I will see you guys next time.
Be sure to click that subscribe button and the notification bell so you don't miss out on new videos every Monday, Wednesday, and Friday. Share them with your friends and help us consistently conciliate curiosity. And if you want even more lists, check out these videos here or just head to our website at list25.com.